Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I am doing so fine. I am here at a dealership trying to get my oil changed. Uh, the quick lane, which naturally is going to take 2 to 3 hours. That's why they call it the quick lane. I guess because it doesn't take 6 to 7 hours. Why does it take so long to get your oil changed? Oh my goodness, I see why Jiffy Lube charges so much more, because you're in and out. They're charging for the convenience of you not having to wait. Plus they vacuum out your car, kind of sort of. They kind of sort of do a good job. But I'm well past due not well past due, but I got to get it done. I wanted to get it done yesterday, but it was Memorial Day. They were closed. Yet they're sending me all of these Memorial Day coupons, which I thought was so ironic. Why are you sending me these Memorial Day coupons when you're closed? But I have to have my Starbucks. Got my Starbucks with me. I brought a granola bar, which I'm afraid to open because, one, I'm only going to eat half of it if I open it. And two, if I forget it and leave it in my car, I'm going to get ants in my car. That happened to me last year. I had ants in my car, all over my car, trying to get to that granola bar, and just it took me. So once I vacuumed them out of my car and got rid of them, I had to spray my car several times with ant spray, seriously, and just let it air out to get rid of the ants. It seems like it took forever to get rid of those ants. Woo, this sun is beaming down on me. My windows are tinted, but I can't let the window up. They have my key on the inside. But I was like, I'm going to go outside and sit and wait, because it's more breathable out here. It's packed in there, and I don't want to sit in there with a mask on for 2 to 3 hours. So anyways, it's early in the morning. It feels amazing out here. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today, so that's going to go downhill. This cool breeze is going to disappear here shortly, but right now it feels really good. And it's humid though, but it's still, the weather is tolerable. I'm trying to get used to this weather here, in this state. It's so humid all the time, which is good for your skin, bad for your hair, especially if it's bad for your hair if you're all natural, and every time moisture hits your hair, it poofs up, which is what has happened to me, because I got my hair done a couple of days ago. Oh my gosh, it was like the next day after I got my hair done. I did so much sweating because I went to like a cookout outside, and then, oh my gosh, I hung curtains also. Took me 3 hours to put up 4 curtain rods. I never did so much sweating. Hanging curtain rods to me is so much torture, because I've been in this place where I live now for 9 months, I think, and I have blinds up, and I'm a curtain person, but I knew it was going to be a task to hang those curtains, or to put the rods up. So finally, after debating whether or not I wanted to hire a handyman to do it, because I was going to do it, something just kept telling me to try it. I didn't want to try it. So 2 or 3 months after I bought the curtains and I got sick of looking at the rods, I thought, okay, let me just get my ladder and stand up here, and I have high ceilings, see if I can reach and do these curtain rods. So I think hyping myself up and waiting the 2 or 3 months to install the curtain rods was worse than actually installing the curtain rods. However, my worst nightmare did not happen, but it seems like it was going to happen. You know how when you're putting the screws in and then you hit this, is it a stud? I'm not sure whatever it is that you hit, but that screw won't go in anymore. It sticks out like that much from the wall. And you're like, that's not going to support the bracket. I need to get this screw in there. That thing happened to me, and I was like, oh no. I knew it was going to happen. I was so upset, which was making me sweat and making my hair poof out. I was so upset. I was near tears. I had to psych myself up to bring myself out of that state. Meanwhile, I'm hot, I'm sweating, I got the ceiling fan on, the AC is on, because I'm reaching and reaching and reaching for hours. And because I'm doing all this measuring, and I'm like, I just hate this so much. I'll hire a handyman in a minute, but I just thought, let me just do this. So the measuring, it took me like 30 minutes to figure out, how high I was gonna put the rod, how far out from the window. I actually watched a YouTube video on how to do it, like how up. I think you're supposed to go up either halfway to 2/3 of the way up from the top of your window frame. That's where you're supposed to put the bar, and then you're going to come out. I came out 3 inches on either side and of the window frame. Did my little measuring. I have measuring tape, several yardsticks. I got a yardstick, a pencil, put my little holes in there, did my measuring, and I was so pleasantly surprised that all of my measurements were spot on. I just realized I'm recording this on my cell phone and I don't have my do not disturb turned on. I hope my phone doesn't ring. Anyway, so my measurements were spot on. Like none of the rods are crooked. They're all perfectly even, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 windows in my room. And so after I did all of the measuring and everything, what I like to do is just take a nail and just lightly tap a nail into the wall to kind of start. Just put a little tiny hole in there so I can get my screw in there and get it going. And so of course the instructions on the curtain rod are like use a manual screwdriver only. Don't use an electric screwdriver. So I had my electric screwdriver all ready to go, so I put it down. Could not find my regular screwdriver anywhere. So I turned off the electric, that button that makes it do it electrically or whatever, electronically. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not a mechanic, so anyway, so I used my electric screwdriver, but I turned it off, and I manually did the screws. I kept dropping the thing on the floor. I kept having to climb down the ladder. The screws kept falling on the floor. I have a pretty cool ladder. This ladder has a place for your hammer, your nails, your screws, measuring tape, everything I needed. I had a place for it, but it seems like as soon as I had it in my hand, I dropped it. So I got smart and I started putting like several pencils up there, several of the brackets that I needed, extra screws. With that blasted screwdriver, I kept dropping the stinking screwdriver. But once I got that first window done, and that first window is where I hit that stud, I guess is what it's called, and that screw wouldn't go in, it was all I could do to not hyperventilate, because I was so upset. I was like, my rod is not going to stay up. But I mean, to tell you, I worked it. I was like, forget this. I turned on my electric screwdriver on, and got it going a little bit better. Then I turned it off and started doing it manually. Got it in. I got all of the screws in on all of the windows. I had to fight on. There's just one wall where all the screws on that I had to put in on that wall, I had to fight. But then on this other wall, it was like they went in super easy. So then I was worried that the rods were gonna they weren't supported well because the screws just went in too easily. But when I finished, it was well worth it. I put my curtains up. My curtains are beautiful. They're lovely. I got them on sale from Bed Bath & Beyond. It's funny because you go in there, you pick out the curtains you want. Nothing's in stock. Everything has to be ordered. So I ordered them, and they're beautiful. And I'm telling you, the ambiance in my room just totally changed. It's a very soft, very comfortable feeling in my room. Very serene, which is what I like. My room, I have pretty bedroom furniture, but it looks terrible in my room because it's. So I bought a brand new bedroom set for another house in another state that had a completely different color scheme. So the color scheme at my other house was like earth tones. This house is neutral. It's just like grays and whites. So I'm bringing in all these earth tones, all these creams, trying to blend them in with the grays and whites. It's just not working for me. But the curtains did help because it just softened the look of the whole room. And so my room is coming together. Now I feel good about putting up some artwork. So that's another story. So I have these paintings, right? I really like art. I do. All of my pictures are resting on the floor, up against the wall, in my bedroom and in my extra bedroom, and even in my office. Because I hate hanging pictures more than I hate hanging curtains. Because I don't even know why. I guess I always end up doing the measurements wrong. It's always hanging like this, or I might have one screw too far out and it doesn't hang. So the couple of pictures that I do have hanging, I have one in my hallway when you first come in. It looks perfect on the wall, but behind that picture there's like 6 or 7 nail holes or where I didn't do the measurements right, and that's why I hate hanging pictures. For some reason I just can't get it. Some women can just hold their hands up like this and go, hey, I need a nail here and I need a nail there, but for me, when I do that, it's still kind of like crooked. So meanwhile, my pictures are going out of style because they've been sitting on the floor for almost a year, So I just could not make myself do the pictures and the curtains in one day. So I just couldn't. So I'm going to try to do my pictures maybe this weekend coming up. But again, I might need to get more pictures because the pictures were for a house that had a different color scheme in a different state. I keep saying a different state because sometimes, depending on where you live, the artwork looks good in the state that you live in. For example, let's say plants. If you're in Texas, these little cactus plants that you can put on your countertop look really good. When you're on the East Coast, well, you don't want to put cactus plants anywhere. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm dealing with that kind of thing, and I'm like, okay, do I want to get more pictures? I do. And I probably will. Another thing I'm dealing with is wanting to hold off on putting the pictures up until I figure out whether or not I want to paint those white walls. I have this huge wall in my living room. I swear the living room is just a wall. I mean, there's just one wall. There's nothing on it. It's perfect for just doing whatever you want to do with it. I wish I knew how to paint. I would paint my wall, do artwork on the wall. I'm not an artist, and I looked into hiring an artist to do some painting for me on my wall, to paint some images. They were like $1,500. It was just it was too pricey. So I thought, okay, I might just get wallpaper for this one wall, very stylish wallpaper that's going to blend in with the color scheme of the rest of the house or the rest of the living room. So I might do that. So that's why I haven't put pictures up in my living room, because I need to see what color what I'm gonna do to my walls first, and then I'll put some artwork on. Because sometimes if a wall it looks nice enough with the paint or with the wallpaper, you don't really need too many pictures and things like that. So I love decorating, but I'm just taking my time with it for some reason. It's like I'm not in a hurry. I want to make sure it's done right. So my windows in my living room, I hired a company to install some shades. So I have shades at the windows in my living room, and I have 5 long windows. It was not cheap. It just wasn't. I don't know if it's because there was a shortage of supplies. I think there was a shortage at the time because it took me a while to get what I needed. I'm sure that had something to do with it. And then the lady that installed them for me, she probably had, she had her fee for doing it. So it was pretty pricey, but I ordered the kind of shades that they have a pretty design so that I don't have to hang curtains, because the shades are pretty enough all by themselves. So I'm going to leave the shades up probably for a couple of years and switch them out for different shades with a different pattern. Right now the shades that I have are gray and white. They're mostly gray with sort of a white design. They're pretty. I mean, I like the shades. Not everybody likes the shades. I like shades. They just look so stylish at the window, and I just don't need curtains. So my shades are gray and white. My walls are all white, and the house is kind of a light gray, white. I got that light hardwood flooring, that rustic look, I guess, but it's the light flooring. Anyway, it's coming together nicely, but it's coming together slowly. And when I came to this state, I had a bunch of nice furniture, but that nice furniture looks jacked up in this new house. I'm telling you, I have a nice dinette set that I paid buku money for because I wanted it to last basically forever, and it will last forever. But it's dark. It's the darkest thing in my house. And the tables is higher up than my kitchen countertops. So it's like, it looks so ridiculous. If I knew how to paint, I would paint that table, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that table yet. I might just find a nice modern tablecloth. Nothing that looks, old fogey or old fashioned, but just like a nice tablecloth. And of course put flowers and candles and things like that on my table. I like pretty, feminine, girly, stylish, elegant, simple. I like simple elegance that's feminine. And so I'm gonna work it somehow. I don't even know. So that's where I'm at with my house. There's just so much I want to do, but I'm just gonna take my time to make sure it's done right, which is why I hired somebody to do the shades for me. And I have a shade up at my patio window. You can get shades for your patio, like big wide shades. And of course there's a ambulance coming. Y'all excuse the noise, but I truly hope everything's okay. But that is pretty expensive. Okay, he's doing a U-turn right here. I hope everything's okay. Anyways, so the shade for this window, it's nice. It goes, up and down. The issue that I have with it is I can't just leave it all the way down to the floor, unless it's overnight, before I go to bed. Because if I do, I have two nosy dogs that are going to want to look out that patio glass window, and I don't want them chewing up my shade so they can do it. So I usually leave it up all the way during the day or halfway up so they can look out the window. And then when I know they're in bed for the night, I let it all the way down. But it still looks nice. It's all gray. If I had to do it again, I would get the one with a pattern. Because if you think about it, if you get an all white or all cream or all whatever, it's basically gonna look like a movie screen. So it's a pretty screen. But if I had to do it all over again, or shade, but if I had to do it all over again, I would get something with a nice print, not a small print, but like a kind of a larger print. But anyway, I do like my shades. I highly recommend window shades. They're very stylish nowadays. They're not like these white roller shades that you used to have to pull up and down back in the day. But they're very nice now, and they look better to me than blinds. And if you get the right shades, they can look better than curtains. So anyway, that's what I'm doing with my window. Hang on, y'all. I gotta sip this delicious Starbucks coffee here. This is probably something going on in rush hour traffic way up there somewhere, which is, I'm very close to the entrance of the highway, so something's probably going on the highway. Whew, I'm so glad I'm not in that traffic this morning. But, and so then I just need like a lot of stuff. I need more dishes. There's nothing wrong with the dishes that I have, except I've had them a while. So I'm sick of looking at them, so I need something else. Y'all, I apologize for the sound of the sirens, but something's going on. That's EMS right there. So I guess over the summer I will slowly but surely fix up my house. Another reason I didn't get curtains for my living room is because I like the curtains that come all the way to the floor. My male dog, Charlie Brown, when I first adopted him back in 2015, little dude walked straight up to my curtain, threw that leg up, and peed on my curtain. I was livid to infinity and beyond because I didn't notice it right away. It was like, probably, I don't even know how much longer, probably months later. I'm like, what is this on my curtain? Dude peed on my curtain. So I don't do floor length curtains. Look, if you're gonna have an animal, you're gonna have to take into consideration that you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, especially if you're gonna bring them inside your house. Hey, you bring them in your house and they're gonna bring their little stuff with them when they come in there. So Charlie, the little dude, likes to mark up anything that he can. He has gotten so much better, because I've had him for a while. He's gotten so much better about not marking up stuff. I know not to get a carpet and put it up under my sofa, because I don't know if it's because the carpet feels like grass under his feet, but he'll go and mark up the leg on the sofa. But as long as there's no carpet underneath that sofa, he won't do it. He has not done it. I don't have it set up like that in this house, and he hasn't done it. And I'm like, okay, I'm figuring him out, So doesn't do anything but chill all day now. He's 10 or 11 years old, so he's just, all he does is chill, sleeps. Raven, my Chiweenie, my lab weenie, she's a sloth as well, so all she does is lie, she just follows me around the house nonstop. She doesn't chew up anything. She doesn't mess up anything. She's just a sloth, and she likes to eat. So I don't really have to think much about what kind of furniture I'm going to put in my house where she's concerned. She's not going to do anything. But that Charlie, I'm so glad that this house is not fully carpeted. I don't know what to do, because if he does have an accident, which he does not have accidents. Look, if he uses the bathroom, it's intentional. But he's not doing that. I guess because I have that sliding glass door, I have a fenced-in yard now, I can just let him out. And he doesn't do any of that. Now, let me tell you about my garage. So in my garage, I have gas heat. Gas, I guess it's not gas heat, but it heats up my water or whatever. For the first time, I have like this gas tank thing in my garage, which I wish I didn't have it. I don't like it. It just freaks me out having gas. I like all electric. But there's this pole, right? It's like, I don't know, 3 feet high. It's right in front of that gas tank, and it's put there so that you don't accidentally hit it with your car, I guess, when you pull into park. If I leave Charlie Brown in the garage, that pole, to him, it looks like a fire hydrant, because little dude is going to mark up. He's just gonna pee on that pole every chance he gets. Now, there's concrete out there, so when he does it, I just take my mop, I mop it. Now leave the door up, let it dries out quickly, no problem. But he won't stop doing it. It's just like he looks at that pole as something that's for his own personal use to pee on. Throw that leg up, pee, and he'll do it multiple times. So, I don't keep him in the garage that often. It's rare, usually when company comes over or something, and every single time he will hit that pole, man. It's crazy. Raven won't even use the bathroom inside the house. She's a pretty good dog. But Charlie, the Chiweenie, Mr. Brown, Charlie Brown, little dude, man, he loves throwing that leg up. I'm going to do a video one day on him and I'm just going to put him on a leash and just follow him with my camera and let y'all see how many times he marks. I took him to a park recently because he had been cooped up in the house all day and I didn't want to walk in my neighborhood, so I took him to a park. Oh my gosh, he was like fresh trees, fresh bushes, fresh benches. He was so excited about marking up everything. Like he was having a field day. It was like he was getting a high from it. So I just looked at him and I was just like, wow, dude really enjoys doing this. Meanwhile, Raven is stuck to my ankle because she doesn't know where she is, and all she can do is walk behind me because she's never walked the path before. She gets on my nerves, but I love her. I love my dogs. I do. She's 6 years old. Charlie's 10 or 11, not sure. I adopted him when he was either 4 or 5, something like that. So I don't know how. I mean, he's about 10 or 11. I'm gonna say 11. He's gray now in the face, and I just took him for a physical. Everything is perfect on this little dude, except he needs another dental cleaning, which is so much money. It's ridiculous. So I got his teeth cleaned one time a couple of years ago, and it was like hundreds of dollars because they gotta give him anesthesia, put him to sleep, take blood work, all this crazy stuff. But anyway, that's something that I just felt like sharing with y'all because I'm sitting in my truck waiting. I think I'm down 1 hour, and I probably have another hour that I have to wait to get my oil changed, which is fine, I just didn't want to sit inside of there. I wanted to come out here. I said, give me my keys. Let me let down my windows. I wanted to sip my coffee. And, I checked some messages and sit here and I thought to myself, now what can I do? So, hey, turn on the camera, start talking to you guys. Y'all hold on. Let me sip this wonderful Starbucks. It's time for me to get some more coffee cups. This is from Crate and Barrel, but it's years old. Isn't it cute, y'all? It's a summer cup. Imagine, I don't like using this in the wintertime because it's got the yellow around the top. It's a summer cup. So I need to get some more coffee cups. I have some pretty coffee cups, but I don't have enough pretty coffee cups. And they're old. So, yeah, it's time for me to do some shopping. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Hope y'all had a wonderful 3-day weekend. Those of you who were off for Memorial Day. I think I had a cookout that I went to on Saturday or on Sunday. I went to a cookout on Sunday, a brunch on Monday. Saturday I went to the farmer's market and the flea market. So I've just been eating out. I'm so ready to just eat my own food now. It's not even funny. I'm gonna do some juicing today, make some tuna salad. I like stuff like that. When you go to these cookouts and things, it's hot dogs, which is a weakness of mine, especially if it's on the grill. It's the kind of stuff that you wouldn't typically eat, but I've been eating it like for 2 or 3 days in a row now, and I feel the difference in my body. So I need to do some juicing, have a bagel or something, which is the kind of stuff I like to eat. Always sip my coffee no matter what, and then get ready to, I guess, do another cookout this weekend coming up. I hope not. I don't know. I have an uncle, Uncle Tony, Bishop Long, who likes to do these cookouts. And shout out to Bishop. and he can cook, and his wife can cook. She makes some mean her green beans. Oh my gosh, they're like butter in your mouth. They're so good. I don't know how she seasons her green beans, but I love her green beans. But these two individuals can basically cook. So whenever they invite me to stuff, I go. My mama ain't raised no fool. So yeah, I go and I take a plate. For leftovers. Anywho, I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to finish sipping my coffee, read a little bit of the word, and then hopefully they'll be calling me soon, get my oil changed, go home, go to work, get my day started. So y'all, peace out. I'll talk to y'all next time around. Bye!